Hi everyone! Exciting match today being streamed right now between Silicosis and Robeats, which is within this tournament the 6th and 22nd seed. And despite the seemingly far away seed, I think it's going to be pretty close. I hope. Joining with me today is going to be Snow. Hello. Very excited to commentate with you again today.
Oh, it's a pleasure to commentate with you. And especially on a match like this one, I am so excited to see how both these players do.
Yup. Also a pretty good time to mention Silicosis being an MWC this year. Congratulations!
Hooray!
Yay!
Yeah, Silicosis has
Against
really been showing a lot of potential lately. So I'm excited to see how they do in MWC.
Against Coast, who is a pretty well-known MWC veteran, I am excited to see how these two players will battle off against each other.
Yeah, especially just given, like you said, I mean, Robeats has a lot more experience in like tournaments like MWC, but still this also has a fair share of tournament experience. I mean, I've seen a lot of like their performances on just like these LNs and these races in like Philippine mats, so I'm interested to see how that carries over in a tournament like this one.
Yeah, for sure. I think this tournament does favor all-roundedness a bit more, so Silicosis may have the upper hand, but we are all not sure how this match will. He bad LN1. I would probably like ban Hybrid 2 if I'm him, but this is understandable as well.
Yeah, that or maybe even like something like Race 4. If I remember correctly, Robeats is really good when it comes to just like core jack anything.
Yeah, core jack is technically Rise 3, but that pick is... For someone like Silicosis, it's still kind of an easy peasy dipsy doodling map, so it's not that critical of a disadvantage.
Yeah, especially for like players that are like this strong. I mean, we know how physical both of these players are, so something like Korjak It could potentially go both ways, or we could potentially see either one just have a bigger lead, especially just because it's a lot more kind of accuracy focused.
Yeah.
And funny how you mentioned that Hybrid 2 might have been a good bid because we're seeing it right away.
Yup. The Jane remover power is too strong to resist.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this one goes, especially just as, I mean, Silicosis being really well-rounded is already a huge favor, but we're just gonna have to kind of wait and see how Robeats does, especially on a pick like this one, which maybe favors Rice players just a little bit.
Yeah. I guess it does correlate with the bundling of Rice 4 because they're all very tech-based picks. I would say Rice 4 is the most tech-heavy, then this one, and finally LN3, but this is a very subjective view.
It's also just kind of funny because I'm pretty sure this is like the first time we even see Robeats play in any matchup.
Maybe this week probably is also the first time Vixel and a lot of like the winning because of FF players finally playing a match.
Yeah, I mean, imagine like going into a match like this one where you had like the past two matches be forfeits, and now you're going against someone like who is a lot higher seed. I have to imagine the moves are especially high, especially on a pick like this one that's so focused on the burst.
Very on par, but I noticed a lot of these variations in the judgment bar, which is to be expected from a tech hybrid like this, but it does open a lot of potential for swings back and forth between these very jacked players.
Yeah, especially on a pick like this one, like we've been saying. I mean, it's a lot more bursty, so it's very interesting to see a pick like this one in specific be played first.
Oh, that's a weird miss. I'm not sure what actually causes it. It could probably just be tournament nerves, and this map being very abrasive in general.
Yeah, it's definitely just so easy just to mess up on a lot of these transitions, especially given that it's a technical hybrid. So not only do you just have to deal with some of these rice sections, which can just be technical on their own in just rank picks, but with the fact that a lot of these elements are also emphasized with that techiness makes something like this one a lot more straining.
I imagine they could also struggle on the one-handed graces, which is super hard to transition out of. Like, you get these bursts of rice graces that comes into a straight court LN.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially with hybrids,
actually
like, you have to transition usually a lot.
Well.
Yeah, I mean, both these players are just wanting such strong accuracies. It's really just a matter of like that consistency, which maybe might just be the winning factor for a lot of these other picks.
Indeed. I would argue that miscount kind of matters a bit more because Ozymandias is still kind of punishing for misses. I mean, understandable late game, but early game it's just so emphasized.
Yeah, I mean, we're slowly getting into that more like mid-game, late-game range, so hopefully a lot of these misses won't matter as much, but we'll kind of have to see how that plays out.
For now, that's 5,904 points for Silicosis. A pretty good head start, but it can be flipped very easily, so it's only good and not extremely awesome yet.
Also, one thing I do just want to mention, in case the commentating kind of buffers out or anything, think Discord's kind of having it right now. So that hopefully it'll be fine.
Yeah, we're experiencing some turbulences in connection. Like everyone's lagging right now, both the stream audio and the voices of each other. Surely the stream is still smooth. Surely.
Yeah, hopefully the stream is smooth, but if you hear us like kind of interrupt each other, it might just be because of how kind of unstable Discord's being right now.
Whoops. Rise 5. This continues the momentum of Hybrid 2. Same mappers, very similar style, and just like Hybrid 2 being a bit ricey kind of makes sensible to confirm.
Yeah, especially like I mean, we saw Hybrid 2. This could be a bit of a smooth transition. I mean, I think a lot of players have been having trouble on a pick like this one because they go straight into it after like maybe like a simpler pick, like maybe like LN2 or maybe like one of the other races, especially with just these techier picks.
Yeah. Silicosis is also, I think, better in these more techy rights picks, so this is just a very ideal pick for him in general, with Rise 4 being banned and all.
Yeah, especially with how we saw Hybrid 2 go, I wouldn't be surprised if Silicosis is able to snatch this point, but it is fairly early. I guess anything could happen. We don't really know everything with these players. We're still figuring things out as we go.
We're still expecting misses as we go.
Yeah, especially in like these types of pools, like anything could really happen.
That miss looks so ugly though, like it's straight up dropped to 99.4%. So I'm assuming that's not just a one miss, it could be like two misses or even like embedded with some 50s.
Yeah, especially because like this is like a dump pick, and like a lot of these dumps tend to be like a little bit bursty when they kind of come and go. So it's up on one of these. It's pretty easy to just get a lot of other worse positions.
The Pyramids later on also have a lot of these hidden jacks, so if you miss there, it would be even more fatal. Yeah, these are coming up right
absolutely,
now.
Especially just because like you have to like transition like into those jacks as well. It's so much different transitioning, almost akin to Hybrid 2.
Indeed. Yeah, overall, I think Robeats is having a lot of trouble stabilizing the movement, and with those 3 misses, that's going to give Silicosis. Holy hell, 3,000 gold. Does stamina apply to this map? Maybe not. It could, but like
Maybe
considering the skill of Robeats across the whole map, I kind of doubt that, but anything could happen. So it could be just like the strain from all the wrist control motions in general.
I mean, it is Silicosis pick now, so we'll see the go. I think that makes sense, honestly, given how the previous 2 picks went.
Yeah. Probably something like Interstellar or Revolver. Right, exactly.
Yeah, I think Res 1, Res 6, those are probably the most ideal picks. Especially just because like they focus more on that kind of like fast stream aspect, similar to how we saw like the past 2 picks go.
Indeed. I think Interstellar is a bit less chokeable, so I hope Robeats hold an FC for this one just to reduce the gap per map. but it's just a wish.
Yeah, I mean, one thing though that is a bit concerning with something like this one is usually like as like maybe quote unquote dense or fast as like the previous two picks, but this one's a lot more continuous, and you also have like those like tricky one-handed throws, which at a bit of a lower easily mess up any player up.
Yeah, if Rice 5 is Rice 5 does utilize some rotation, but this map just like amps up that aspect by a ton, which is a good thing because it increases the contrast between maps. However, for a map this long, it might pose a lot of trouble towards the end, and we see Robeats kind of like crumbling towards the end of Rise 5, so this might be a problematic map for the blue player.
Yeah, I think the one good thing though is like this one's a little bit slower, but the issue is like that consistency is just going to play a huge role. Like we said, like at the beginning, especially on like a pick like this one, which I think historically we haven't really seen these like 3-minute long picks, at least in like the regular pool for this tournament.
Yeah, I think this is almost the first time, like the past pools, no picks have exceeded 3 minutes, even the hybrid 1 picks. So this, alongside with maps like Rise 2 and Hybrid 1 and probably Hybrid 2 as well, it does show that we are shifting the emphasis on like these long rushes of nodes in general. And surprisingly, Silicosis is the one to miss in this map. This is going to be exciting. And it's at the middle of the map as well, so the score damage is going to be amplified by a lot more.
Yeah, the one good thing though is like Silicosis was able to build up the cushioning with like those previous picks, so it doesn't hurt him as much, if at all, really. I think Silicosis just has to make sure it's just to stay consistent with like the next few picks, and he could potentially maybe win it early, or if they get to final scoring, then it's really just that consistency and who's more physical.
Yeah, Robeats is a bit more shaky back as Silico actually doesn't lose that much in the score gap. Like you would expect like 1,000 if both players are equal on accuracy. This is near 1,000, which is honestly minimal.
Yeah, especially like when like each of these notes are going to be worth a little less, it does help a little bit that it is a bit lengthier, especially when you do get a miss.
Well, as I said, it's neck and neck now. But considering this is like near the final 30 seconds of the map, it probably is gonna cause a bit more damage than wanted. Like it's not at the very end of the map, so
Yeah, I think it was like just that like little throw that kind of caught Robeats off guard, which I mean, I think it makes sense just because of how much drilling you have to do. So having to just do it continuously, it could potentially lead to you autopiloting it to a point where you might autopilot too much and mess it up.
yeah, the autopiloting probably extends to the other patterns. But I'll be honest, I did not see what happened because the stream is very laggy, so I apologize beforehand.
I think it was like one of the trails that he messed up on like near the end.
Curious.
But I mean, it is Roby's pick, so I'm interested to see what they go for. especially just because like they do have to gain that lead back, and their consistency hasn't been too
Yeah.
strong so far.
My safest bet right now would be LN2 or LN4. These are very consistent picks, like especially LN4.
Yeah,
Usually I
think
would
maybe like
redirect to. What? Yeah, anyway, I would
sorry,
usually
it's the
redirect to
connection.
LN3, but yeah, usually I would redirect to LN3, but this week's LN3 is very chokeable. There's a lot of shoots, and that's usually the most chokeable pattern overall. Like, it combines coordination with just very brute force C movement, so I will not recommend LN3 for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, with LN3 as well, I mean, it's an LN tech thing, so it really just comes down to who has better, I guess, finger control and who's more able to act easily. Looks like we're seeing some connection issues on Bancho as well.
Yeah, Kat says that the messages aren't going through piracy. Well, that's
I guess
five
we're having
messages
issues
at
everywhere.
once.
Oh god.
You know what? Lucky it's not like 20 messages at once, else it will have been like a 5-minute silence time. That would be diabolical.
What do we even do if that happens? Do we just give both players a timeout?
Yeah. I don't know. Internet God is not
What?
blessing us today. Anyway,
Yeah, first we
right
have to use
one.
the Discord, and now it's this.
This one is me. I don't expect that. I guess it's a consistent pick, but it's one of the more chokeable consistency maps in the rice department.
Yeah, especially on a pick like this one that requires like so much finger control and finger independency, it makes trying to act this just a whole different nightmare.
Right. Yeah, I think this might be kind of an insensible pick considering how well Silicosis is doing right now.
Yeah, especially like with how we've seen them
This
do
is
like a lot of these like other stream focused picks.
Yeah, this is not determinated, by the way. It's just the intro, but yeah. The map itself also has a lot of these long stretches of green pattern. So stamina and consistency in general, especially stamina in my opinion, is going to play a huge factor here.
Yeah, especially just because it's a speed pick, and like these picks are usually just so raw skill, and that's because of like how kind of continuous this is for that stamina aspect becomes just so much more straining.
Yeah, the stamina aspect should catch up by now. The second chorus, throughout the entire map, that second chorus is the longest stream run. So you can see Robeats dropping a lot, and it probably comes from the stamina factor.
Yeah, as well as just that like these streams aren't like that straightforward. Like you would like maybe like a Rolly stream or something similar. These streams are a little bit technical at times.
Yeah, oof, the stamina is catching up. Robeats dropped a 100, and probably that might extend to a few more bad judgments in these final notes. Yeah, that ending was shaky.
Yeah, definitely very shaky, but I mean, at least they were able to hold an FC on it.
Congratulations, Silicosis. I don't know what to say. Again, this
Yeah,
matter
I
is
mean,
like it. this map will hit my raw skill limit, so I would probably only able to get something as the score beats just got. So I just don't know. Huge props. Let's see. Finally, he picked Ad Astra. Finally, he picked Ellen 4. Oh my god.
Well, he picked it as a ban.
Oh my. I had to RT 100% from the shock. This is a sad day for me.
I only heard half of that because Discord's cutting us off still.
Yeah, dude, I was like, I forgot to keep track of the pick amount, and I forgot it's supposed to be Robeats banning right now, and I'm so shocked.
Poor you.
My heart.
I mean, at least there's Hybrid 3.
At least there's Hybrid 3 and technically Hybrid 1.
Yeah, I mean Hybrid 1.
If somehow Robeats managed to gain a few, yeah, if Robeats managed to like keep the total gap below 50,000, we might see my cute little MS being played as well. Yeah, Ellen 3
hey, at least we see
what's
Ellen
new?
3
It's so talkable. Yeah, what's new?
Your pick's still on the board. I'm interested to see what these next picks are, though, especially just because we start to cool down. I mean, there's only 4 picks left. I assume these Rice picks are gonna be.
Let's
awesome.
go! I love the Silicosis. Let's go! He did it. I'm so proud of Silicosis, the ET, the beta trumpet with the 10 on it. The first time Silicosis saw this was PHNats 2023 on finals, but he uses on round 16. So that's a very big jump in difficulty across these 2 years. Okay, granted, this was used in 1.05 and a buffed version originally, but still you get the point.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a step down at least. So these Silicosis won't have to go through that struggle again in the same way. And also, given that there is an edit for this for SSR, at least you'll have a little bit of a different experience.
It's a bit more merciful, I'd say. The original version has these very chokeable 1/5 bursts that they're kind of ugly.
Especially because this is like 274 BPM, so I think that's like 350-ish. Yeah, 342.5.
Yeah, crazy. Well, the main concept is still 274 BPM, which is already fast by itself. It's a speedy hybrid LN after all. It's transitioning to LN very, very quick, so this is... Nevertheless, there's still some remnants of hybrids left, and I think Robeats chose one of these jack shoe patterns, which is now I believe almost chokeable to map of and is.
Yeah, I mean, I think this pick is also kind of good for Silicosis, just because like we see that this is the speedier hybrid, I mean, it's a hybrid turning into an LN. Like, I think the aspect of speed just being utilized so much just to kind of get as much of a score lead for Silicosis is definitely helping him so much.
The we did not talk about that build up. We're just choking out of nowhere here as well. So maybe this map is also very well skill heavy.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. This is like a little bit on the more kind of raw skill side, just because of how fast it is, and as well as just how kind of tricky it can be at times. I mean, especially as we're into this ending section, it's so stamina intensive once we get here.
Yeah, seeing how Robeats already struggle a lot on this chorus, I think this ending will choke a lot more misses from him because it speeds up to not just broken streams anymore, but nearing mini jacks, like shoegaze broken stream kind of stuff. Yeah. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, definitely very worrisome, especially just because like we're starting to run out of picks left, and the fact that like the score lead's now gonna start to shrink. I mean, before this pick, it was like 250k, but now it's 200k.
Oh, it's a Robeats pick right now, I think. Yeah, Robeats pick.
Given that
Right now,
maybe
3 match
Rise
left played.
3, Rise 2.
Maybe.
1, 2. Interesting.
I want 2. I did not expect him banning LN4, but picking right LN2.
Yeah, I would expect 1, 2, just because like especially like with these like more speedier picks. I mean, this one maybe not like as speedy. I mean, I guess we haven't really seen a lot of like jump streamy picks, so maybe this one can change. But I think maybe a bit of a safer pick could have been Rice 3. But I mean, he does get to choose twice. I guess it makes a little bit of sense at least.
At this point, it's just praying that he manages to get below the 50,000 threshold once all 3 maps from here are done with.
Yeah, I mean, the most that Robeats can really just try their best to do is just minimize the lead that gets grown. And if it's possible, try to nullify this like 27k lead that Silicosis has if he wants to stand a chance at potentially bringing it to final scoring.
Yeah.
But as we're on with, I mean, the score is still being just relatively close, which I think is interesting. I didn't really expect it to be this close, just given like a lot of these other picks that we've seen.
Stream is lagging a lot for me, but okay, nice. Robeats kind of holding it well. Surely I'm not cursing this. Sure.
Yeah, there's so much lag. It's like breaking in and out.
Yeah.
It is a little bit hard for us, but just bear with us. I mean, at least the stream is doing good.
Yeah, it's neck on neck right now, but the last chorus is still there, and yeah, we do not talk about this the second chorus, or whatever it is called right now, because I'm so bad at music terminology.
Yeah, I'm really bad with it too. But I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see if, especially just because like a pick like this one has like a bit of that like hold strain that we've been seeing with like the past Ellen density picks. I feel like we could see a little bit of a score lead, maybe from either player.
It's a bit seeing closest stopping a 200 on the 1/8 burst, but it does show how we are nevertheless actively trying to kill your autopiloting tendencies. Okay, somehow Robeats is still having a score lead despite. Wait, never. Oh my god, that's Bancho.
It is so. Oh my god! All these internet issues.
Yeah, it's killing me right now. Is Robeats gonna get it? Yes!
Yep.
Finally! Wowee! Finally, Robeats getting some points for himself. That's a clean performance. No bad judge. A clean full combo indicated on the health bar at the bottom.
Yeah, honestly, this pick went very different. I mean, I wasn't really sure about this one, but it seems to have worked. I feel like the next best pick might just be Rice too, honestly.
Maybe, but this and Rice 2 are like two entirely different hemispheres of the Rice Ellen gradient. So it's not really a good comparison. I guess it's consistent, sure. Rice 2 is a lot more stamina heavy though, and a lot less choke bait. So it's like it's like pretty different subs categories of that aside from your usual Rice Ellen differentiations. Rice
Yeah,
3.
especially just because like Rice 2 has like a lot of like those like weird throws, like those one-handed throws, two-handed throws. I'm very interested to see how this one goes, especially just because it's like so simple. I mean, those
Rice 3 is kind of
it's,
funny.
like, too bad, at least compared to like a lot of other bursts.
Yeah, I edited them to be very smooth. Like, you won't have to manage too much of the finger control because it's basically a stare.
Yeah, that's like one of the good things with like a pick like this one, especially because like we're starting to enter. It's a lot more jack, more court jack rather than like mixed jack, jack wildcard.
Mm-hmm. I think this pick could be like a gamble of some sort because you can pray that your opponent gets a few bad judgments from these 1/8 burst, but it does require you to be very consistent. Like usually for the heavier picks you would just need an FC, but this one definitely requires you to be flawless in every movement.
Yeah, especially like with the court jack. That's, I mean, maybe the court jack pick right now, it's not like that early into the tournament, but it's at a stage early enough where like a lot of these players are just going to be able to play it, even despite with some of these like tricky anchors that are coming into play.
Yeah.
가만히 있어봐.
I would be very careful
Like you
when
see some of these like
the voices go Nemo Nemo, honestly, because those are the hardest motifs of the entire map, and it appears 2, 4, 8 times. Actually 6 or 7 something. But that's a lot. That's so many opportunities to trip you up. You're
yeah, I mean, at least there's still like the ending section, which gets a little bit denser, as well as just adding on with those like 3-note anchors that we've been kind of seeing continuously throughout this file.
indeed. Let's make the score lead like waver between both players. I think they're all assessing the map right now. I did see at some point they type because their act is basically the same right now. It's not gonna contribute that much. Maybe it will bring a way too heavy 1 point in a usual point-based tournament, but this is SSR. It's a different system altogether.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a pick like this one would have been a little bit better early on, just so that like score lead doesn't like gain too much early on. Mostly just because like when you're at like this late into like the tournament match, getting just a small lead might not even matter that much.
Yeah. You gotta be very consistent with your advantages. And Robeats just gotta hope that. Okay, that's a massive drop towards the end. The stamina aspect definitely caught up once again, going from a clean 99.9 to a 200s, 100 and 150. Those are hurtful to count. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, especially with like jack picks, like I think usually like if you mess up like on one section, usually you just like mess up a lot more, even if it's just like a little bit. But just the fact it's like continuous, and I guess it's in a way kind of like a stream pick, where if you mess up on one section, it's very easy just to mess up on a lot of other sections.
Yeah. And I think this is going to be the last pick. Silicosis has to blunder really terribly for Robeats to have a chance in the final scoring.
Yeah, especially just
There
because
goes
like
final
this
credit.
is just more troll compared to a lot of other country picks.
This is another one of those stamina heavy raw skill pick. So maybe the same scenario can happen again.
Like you said, it's good, but there's like, in a way, techiness to pick up because of trills. Might not think that trills are too bad, but when they happen so frequently, it becomes easy just to mess up on them.
It's like scattered throughout the entire map. Like everywhere you go, you cannot escape all kinds of motions possible because this map is so big.
Yeah, especially that given this pick is fairly continuous. I mean, you get like a few breaks every now and then, but still, it's just continuous trills over and over again.
Well, we are in for the last map, so potential last make before a hypothetical tiebreaker, so good luck to both players.
Yeah, I mean, it really just depends on how this goes. Especially like differently from everything we've been seeing, especially just because it's a lot more jump stream focused. I mean, like we said earlier, it's like kind of similar to LN2, but like not really, just because of like the different play styles required, and just because of like the kind of style behind both of them.
Mhm.
But we can go into our final pick. Kind of interesting though that we saw like all of like the tech picks come out first, and then you see all of these like more simple picks.
Yeah, probably both players trying to capitalize on the chokeable pattern. But it's usually going to Silicosis, unfortunately, and Robeats also dropping. So this is going to be a tough battle.
Yeah, especially just because like even if this battle is long, then this is still gonna cost so much more just because of like the lead that Silicosis has. I mean, Robeats can't even afford to lose this pick at any like score lead that Silicosis can have. Because if he's not able to get into the like lower than 50k, then it is completely over.
Right. I think you may be able to consistent point at one, but you can be missing and getting a lot of 200s at the end.
Yeah, I mean, one thing with just the situation that Robeats is in, even if he wins like a pick like this one, through whatever chance, just because he wins doesn't inherently mean that he's gonna get as much as the lead that he needs.
Okay, what is happening? Oh, hello?
In the chat, Robeats
Did he
said that it's SSR.
give up midway? What the Sigma? Okay, what's happening in? Is there anyone in chat? Okay, his hands are sore. Honestly, if this is the case, I would just allow Silicosis to get 50,000 score and win the match because, yeah, I think the strain is too much for Robeats right now. So.
I mean, there isn't really anything that can be done here, especially just because kind of unfortunate situation. I mean, it does seem like
I think at this point it's
better hand.
Yeah, I remember a lot of players. Even this is a rare occurrence. It can happen that your hand gets so sore that it just refuses to do any wrist rotations at all, and this map is packed with all of them. So yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, kind of a bummer way to end up, but I mean, there isn't really much that
But
can be done.
you need to prioritize your health.
Yeah, especially in a game like this that's just so physically demanding, especially like the kind of later stages.
And Silicosis advances to the winner's bracket. I do recommend Roby taking a very big break because this does not play out very well from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I mean, especially with like MWC qualifiers around the corner right now. I mean, it's okay to take
even
a break
top
every
players
now and then.
even top players can overwork their hands and paralyzing their hands.
Yeah, but that does conclude this match. The other match, the other two matches actually were happening mid end, both being big stuff.
Yeah, it
no
ended.
tiebreakers for this one.
Yeah, all three matches happening for UC today are pretty convincing wins, although they happen a bit late than a usual week.
Yeah, I mean these matches not being the farthest, but not the closest as well. But I think we could probably end things off here, especially with just how kind of buggy this stream has been.
Yeah, I think everywhere is just lagging right now, even in O's. So I guess that's it for the 4 UTC block. We'll see you in the future matches, so do keep up with the streams.
Hopefully things are a bit more smoother for everyone else. But with that, I think the commentators know. Thank you, Epsilon, for streaming, and thank you, Lot, for being here. And I'll be signing out.
Yup. Goodbye, everyone.